This coin replaced older 5 Piso designs and was issued to improve durability, prevent counterfeiting, and align with the country's modern national symbols. Before 2011, the Philippine 5 Piso coin was part of the BSP coin series launched in 1995. That earlier series featured more traditional elements, but over time, the BSP saw the need to redesign coins to incorporate better security features, updated national imagery, and a modernized aesthetic. The 2011 release marked the last years of the older BSP series design before the complete shift to the new generation currency coin series in 2018, which featured a nickel-plated steel color for all denominations. The 20115 Piso coin prominently features Emilio Aguinaldo I, President of the Philippines and a key leader in the Philippine Revolution against Spain. His portrait honors his leadership during the struggle for independence. Republica, Ng Pilipinas above, with the year 2011 below. The portrait style follows the official BSP coinage portrait guidelines, ensuring historical accuracy and national symbolism. The reverse of the coin displays the official Bangko Sentral Ng Pilipinas seal, signifying its issuance under the authority of the country's central bank. The BSP seal features a stylized Philippine sun, 3 stars, and an eagle, symbolizing stability, independence, and national pride. The denomination 5 Piso is placed prominently. Composition and specifications. Emilio Aguinaldo first appeared on Philippine coinage in the 1990s BSP coin series, replacing the older designs that honored different historical figures. His inclusion reflects his importance in the country's revolutionary history, particularly for leading the Declaration of Independence from Spanish colonial rule. The 2011 issue was struck in large quantities for daily transactions, so circulated examples are common. However, uncirculated or proof-like coins are more collectible. Coins with minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong plankets can be highly valuable to collectors. 2018, the BSP replaced this coin with a smaller, silver-colored 5 Piso coin in honor of Andres Bonifacio, another revolutionary hero. This change was part of the modernization effort to unify coin color schemes and improve accessibility for the visually impaired. The 5 Piso coin is a vital denomination in Philippine commerce, widely used in jeepney fares, small goods purchases, and public vending machines. In 2011, it had significant 1980, the Philippines was under the administration of President Ferdinand E. Marcos, who had declared martial law in 1970 and maintained a strong influence over national policies, including currency design. The BSP Bangko Sentral Ng Pilipinas was still known as the Central Bank of the Philippines, and the country was in the midst of economic shifts marked by industrialization efforts, infrastructure projects, and foreign loans. This period also fell within the era of the Ang Bagong Lipunan, the New Society movement, which aimed to promote nationalism, discipline, and economic reform. Coins from this period often reflected a sense of national pride and featured significant historical figures. 19805 Sentimo coin belonged to the Flora and Fauna series, which ran from 1975 to 1983. This series was introduced to replace earlier coin designs from the Filipino and English series, shifting to a more modern look while showcasing Philippine heritage. The obverse featured a portrait of Juan Luna y Novicio, one of the most celebrated Filipino painters and a revolutionary hero. His most famous work, Spoliarium, won a gold medal at the 1880 for Exposition Nacional de Bellas Artes in Madrid and became a symbol of Filipino nationalism. The name Juan Luna appears along the edge, with the coin's denomination, 25 Sentimo, and the mint year, 1980. The reverse depicted the official seal of the Central Bank of the Philippines surrounded by the inscription, Republica Ng Pilipinas. This was a standard design element in Philippine coins of the time to emphasize national identity and official government authority. 19805 Sentimo coin had a modest face value but was a common and practical denomination for everyday purchases during the early 1980s. Mint location. Most coins were struck by the Royal Mint in the UK and by international mints under BSP contract, as local minting capacity was still limited during the 1980s. 1980-25 Sentimo could purchase small snacks, jeepney fare supplements, or basic items in a sari-sari store. It was a valuable coin for daily transactions and often circulated widely. Because of this heavy use, finding a 19805 Sentimo coin in uncirculated condition today is more difficult. Collectors value the 1980 25 Sentimo not because of its intrinsic metal worth, but for its representation of a historical period of political significance in the Philippines. The tribute to Juan Luna, an enduring symbol of Filipino artistry and patriotism. Uncirculated or proof versions can fetch higher prices among collectors, particularly if they are part of a complete flora and fauna set. The mid-1980s, inflation gradually eroded the purchasing power of small denomination coins, and the 25 centimo became less significant in everyday transactions. In 1983, the central bank introduced a new coin series, phasing out older flora and fauna coins. This makes the 1980 issue one of the later Madeira coins before major design and policy shifts. The Filipino word Piso as part of a national identity initiative. The 1 Piso denomination itself, however, had existed since the Spanish colonial period, when the silver peso was the primary trade coin. Over time, it transitioned through American colonial coinage, the Japanese occupation issues during World War II, and the post-independence coin series. The mid-1990s, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP sought to modernize coin designs for both aesthetic appeal and practicality. In 1995, the BSP Series was launched, and the 1 Piso coin was Heroes on coins, reinforced patriotism, and unified designs under the central bank's new seal. 2010 version of the 1 Piso coin followed the standard BSP Series template introduced in 2003, which featured a sharper, cleaner engraving of Rizal's portrait and a refined BSP seal. This version was minted during a period when coins were being mass-produced to meet high demand due to a growing population and cash-driven economy. Jose Rizal, 1861 to 1896, was chosen for the 1 Piso coin not just for his role as a national hero, but also because he symbolizes intellect, reform, and the peaceful pursuit of independence. Rizal's inclusion on the most common Philippine coin ensures that every citizen, from the countryside to the cities, regularly sees his image reinforcing his enduring legacy. 2010 coin was made of nickel-plated steel, replacing the pure copper-nickel alloys of earlier decades. This change reduced production costs, while ensuring that the coin could withstand years of handling without corroding. The choice of nickel-plated steel also gave the coin a bright silver color, making it visually distinct from lower denominations. The obverse carries the inscription, Republica ng Pilipinas above Rizal's portrait, affirming national sovereignty. Below the portrait, his name Jose Rizal is inscribed, making the coin a constant educational reminder of who he was. The year 2010 at the bottom indicates the minting date, important for collectors tracking year-specific designs. The reverse design features the BSP seal, adopted in 1993 when the central bank was rechartered. The seal includes a sun and 3 stars, symbols of the Philippine flag, and stylized images, representing stability and growth. The large 1 Piso denomination is centered prominently for instant recognition, crucial for quick transactions in busy markets and public transport. 2010, inflation was relatively low, and the 1 Piso coin still had notable purchasing power. It could buy individual candies, small bread rolls, and was a key component for making change. Philippine 5 Piso coin issued in 2016 holds a special place in the nation's numismatic history because it marked the start of a new coinage series known as the New Generation Currency and GC Coin Series. This change was part of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, BSP's modernization program to make coins more secure, durable, and reflective of the country's heritage. Before 2016, the 5 Piso coin had been part of the new BSP coin series introduced in 1995, which featured smaller designs and a different metallic composition. The 2016 release represented a complete redesign, both in terms of physical appearance and historical theme. The early 2010s, the BSP faced several issues with the older coins, counterfeiting concerns due to outdated designs, wear and tear. Older coins had lost detail over time, confusion in daily transactions, particularly between the 5 Piso coin and smaller denominations, due to similar size and color. To address these issues, the BSP began a multi-year project to replace old coins with the NGC coin series, starting with the 5 Piso in 2016. This was the first coin of the series to be released, making it historically significant. The 2165 Piso coin broke tradition by honoring Andres Bonifacio for the first time on a Philippine coin of this denomination. Bonifacio, born on November 30, 1863, was a revolutionary leader and the founder of the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society that sought independence from Spanish colonial rule. Bonifacio's inclusion was symbolically important because the older coin series featured Emilio Aguinaldo on the 5 piso denomination. The change represented recognition of Bonifacio's grassroots leadership and his role in igniting the Philippine Revolution of 1896. Portrait of Andres Bonifacio in traditional attire holding a bolo, a symbol of the revolution. The new BSP logo updated in 2010, symbolizing the modernized central bank. Value of the coin 5 piso prominently displayed. Background pattern inspired by traditional Filipino textiles. The nickel-plated steel composition not only increased durability but also made it distinct from smaller coins in both color and weight. The 20165 piso coin was officially released December 1, 2016, a date chosen to coincide with Bonifacio Day, the national holiday honoring Andres Bonifacio. This symbolic release date reinforced the connection between the coin and the revolutionary hero. When introduced, the 2016 coin received mixed reactions. Positive responses came from historians and educators, who appreciated the inclusion of Bonifacio and the more secure design. Criticism came from the public, as the coin size and color were close to the 1 piso coin, causing confusion in daily transactions. Due to the confusion with the 1 piso coin, the BSP redesigned the 5 piso again in 2017, introducing an 11-sided, non-circular shape with a different color tone. This made the 2016 round version a one-year issue, increasing its collectability. In 2011, the BSP aimed to introduce a unified, modern coin series that would be more secure, cost-effective, and easier to recognize. The introduction of the new generation currency coin series, the NGC coins, were launched to coincide with the BSP's new banknote series, ensuring design harmony. The 1 piso 2012 coin was one of the first to be minted and distributed. It featured updated artwork, new fonts, and a fresh metallic finish that distinguished it from the older series. The obverse side of the 2012 1 piso coin prominently features Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. His portrait is sharper and more refined compared to previous versions. Other elements on the obverse include a large bold denomination 1 piso at the center, the wailing Vanda Sanderiana, an orchid species native to the Philippines, known as the Queen of Philippine flowers for its beauty and rarity. The scientific name of the plant printed below the image. Fine details in the floral illustration, emphasizing national biodiversity. 2012 1 piso coin is composed of nickel-plated steel, chosen for its durability and resistance to tarnish. The wailing orchid highlights the country's rich natural heritage and biodiversity. The use of both historical and natural symbols aimed to balance patriotism with environmental pride. 2012 1 piso coin entered everyday transactions quickly and became one of the most commonly used coins in the country for small purchases, public transportation fares, and market transactions. Its bright silver appearance and slightly smaller size compared to older coins helped it stand out in wallets and cash registers. When first released, the new design received mixed reactions. Many praised its modern look and the tribute to national symbols, while some criticized it for being too similar in size to other denominations, which could cause confusion. Over time, however, Filipinos became familiar with its distinct features. 2012 1 piso coin is generally common. Uncirculated or mint-condition pieces can be of interest to collectors, especially first-year issues of the NGC series. Coins with minting errors such the 1995 Philippine 25 Sentimo coin is part of the Flora and Fauna series, which was issued by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP between 1983 and 1994, with a few minting extensions in the mid-1990s. Although its face value is small, it represents an important chapter in the Philippines' numismatic history and reflects both the cultural identity and economic shifts of the nation. When the coin was introduced, it was intended to replace older designs from the Ang Bagong Lipunan series of the 1970s and early 1980s. The new series adopted a more modern look and celebrated the country's rich natural heritage. The 1995-5 Sentimo coin prominently features the Philippine flower, the wailing orchid Vanda Sanderiana, known as the Queen of Philippine flowers due to its beauty and rarity. This symbol was chosen to highlight biodiversity conservation at a time when environmental awareness in the Philippines was gaining ground. On the obverse front side, the coin bears the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas along the top, with the year 1995 positioned beneath. The BSP emblem is not yet on this series, as it was introduced later in the NGC series of 1995 onward. The reverse backside carries the denomination 25 Sentimo, with the depiction of the wailing orchid, its petals gracefully designed to reflect the delicate balance of nature. The coin was made from copper nickel clad steel, giving it a silver-like appearance while keeping production costs low. It has a diameter of 17 millimeters and a smooth edge. While small in size, its sturdy metal composition allowed it to circulate widely in markets, sari-sari stores, jeepney fairs, and school canteens during the mid to late 1990s. Economically, the mid-1990s was a period of gradual modernization for the Philippines. The 25 Sentimo coin, though of low value, played a key role in everyday transactions, especially for exact change before inflation diminished its purchasing power. At the time, 25 centavos could still buy small candies, a piece of gum, or serve as part of bus or jeepney fares. The late 1990s and early 2000s, however, inflation rendered the 25 Sentimo less significant in daily commerce, and many coins were left unused or stored away. This natural decline in circulation means that finding 1995 Sentimo coins in excellent uncirculated condition today is not as common as it might seem. Collectors value them as part of the complete flora and fauna set, especially when the coin's details remain sharp and untarnished. Historically, the 1995 mintage marks the tail end of the flora and fauna series before the Philippines fully shifted to the improved flora and fauna series and later the BSP coin series in the early 2000s. It stands as a bridge between traditional coin designs that honored national symbols and the more security-focused designs of modern Philippine currency. In numismatics, the 1995 25 Sentimo may not command a high market price unless in mint or proof condition, but its cultural series replaced the older BSP coin series that had been in use since 1995. The shift was part of BSP's modernization efforts to make coins more durable, cost-efficient, and harder to counterfeit while maintaining national identity in their designs. The 2013 issue of the 10 Sentimo is significant because it was among the earliest versions of the redesigned coinage that eventually rolled out nationwide. While its official mass release happened years later, limited quantities minted in 2013 were used for testing vending machines, cash handling systems, and public familiarity. This was a transitional step in the Philippines' coin evolution. 2013 10 Sentimo is made of nickel-plated steel, giving it a silver-gray color and enhanced durability against corrosion, compared to earlier brass or copper-based small-denomination coins. This change lowered production costs and increased lifespan. Its size is small, 17.0 millimeters in diameter, making it one of the smallest coins in the Philippine currency system. The obverse prominently features the profile of Apolinario Mabini, the brains of the revolution, who played a vital role in the Philippine struggle for independence against Spain, and later resisted U.S. colonization. Mabini's presence on the 10 Sentimo coin serves as a reminder of intellectual leadership and moral integrity. In Philippine history, the reverse side shows the denomination 10 Sentimo and the official seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which was updated in 2010 to include modernized typography and cleaner lines. This symbol reinforces the BSP's authority over the country's monetary system. While the 10 Sentimo coin is the lowest denomination in Philippine currency and has limited purchasing power, it still plays an important role in maintaining exact change in transactions, especially in public transport fares, vending machines, and retail shops. It also holds significance in anti-inflation policy, ensuring that prices can be set accurately without unnecessary rounding. 2013, inflation and rising production costs had rendered small denominations less used, but the BSP decided to keep minting them to ensure completeness of the monetary system. This reflects a similar practice in many countries where the smallest coins hold more symbolic than economic value. The 2013 10 Sentimo coin is not rare in normal circulation, but uncirculated or proof-like condition. Pieces are of interest to collectors. The 10 Sentimo was minimal. You couldn't buy anything individually with it. However, the BSP insisted on retaining the denomination to prevent rounding up price. The 10 Sentimo coin of 1970 is a small yet historically significant piece in the Philippines' numismatic timeline, representing the nation's economic and political identity during the post-war rebuilding era. It was issued under the second series of the Filipino coinage introduced by the Central Bank of the Philippines, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in 1969 and 1970, which replaced the earlier English-Tagalog coinage of the 1950s. Before 1967, Philippine coins still carried English inscriptions inherited from the American colonial period. However, under the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos, the country officially shifted to a Filipino language coinage to promote nationalism and cultural identity. The 1970 10 Sentimo coin was part of this modernization program. The obverse side features Francisco Baltasar Balagtas, the legendary Filipino poet and author of Florondia at Laura. His portrait honors his role as the Prince of Tagalog poets and his influence on Philippine literature. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Republica ng Pilipinas, Republic of the Philippines, and the year 1970. The reverse side shows the coat of arms of the Republic of the Philippines, with the national motto Isang Bansa, Isang Diwa, one nation, one spirit, and the denomination. Sentimo 1970 was a period of economic expansion but also social unrest in the Philippines. The Marcos administration was promoting national pride through cultural reforms, and coinage became one way to symbolize independence from colonial influence. The release of the 10 Sentimo in Filipino script reinforced the push for a stronger national identity. During the early 1970s, the 10 Sentimo coin had real purchasing power. A single coin could buy small candies, snacks, or basic transportation fare in rural areas. It was widely used in everyday transactions but gradually lost its value due to inflation. In the late 1970s and 1980s, common circulation coins, most 1970 issues, were widely circulated and are still relatively common in worn condition, uncirculated, or mint condition coins. These are much harder to find and are prized by collectors for their sharp details and original luster. Error coins, any 1970 10 Sentimo with minting errors such as misstrikes, off-centering, or double dies can fetch higher prices in auctions. The 1970 10 Sentimo coin is remembered for its cultural symbolism and its role in the early years of the Filipino coinage series. While it no longer circulates today, having been demonetized in the 1990s, it stands as a reminder of the Philippines' post-colonial transformation and the government's efforts to root the economy in Filipino heritage.